Just when I thought that Donald Trump and his family's crypto setup was the biggest grift and the biggest scam of the Trump administration, along comes the palace in the sky. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I am talking about a 747 that is being gifted to Donald Trump by the King of Qatar, we learned last weekend, as a substitute for Air Force One, so that Donald Trump will be able to use this so-called palace in the sky to fly around the country and around the world for the next 3.5 years, at which point the plane will be donated to his presidential library, where I presume the former president, Donald Trump, will use it to fly around the country and the world. Now, this was first reported by ABC, later reported and confirmed by the New York Times. Let me read what Donald Trump had to say about it on Sunday night. So the fact that the Defense Department is getting a gift free of charge, that's in all caps, of a 747 aircraft to replace the 40-year-old Air Force One temporarily in a very public and transparent transaction so bothers the crooked Democrats that they insist we pay top dollar for the plane. Anybody can do that. The Dems are world-class losers. MAGA. Okay, so Donald Trump appears not to either see or care that a Gulf state making a $400 million gift to the President of the United States might raise some ethical hackles, might suggest that the President of the United States would be favorably inclined toward that Gulf state in the future, given that they gave him a big, beautiful plane. Now, there's a reason that gifts from foreign countries have to be approved to a president, have to be approved of by Congress, because at least of the appearance of influence peddling by a Gulf state with basically unlimited wealth that can use money as a lever to pressure and cozy up to politicians, which is what is happening here. So let's see what Congress does. Obviously, Republicans are in control of Congress. They haven't done much to regulate Donald Trump. The fact that Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of Defense, and Pam Bondi, the Attorney General, say it's okay, I'm not sure makes it okay. I mean, they're going to do what makes Donald Trump happy. And we've known for a long time, all the way going back to his first term, that Donald Trump does not think the Air Force One planes made by Boeing are particularly nice. He has complained about them. Now, he's not wrong. They are old planes. They are from the early 1990s. There are two of them. One is consistently, usually, in for repairs. So he's not wrong that there needs to be new planes for safety reasons and a lot of other reasons for the president to travel around on. And he's not wrong that Boeing is behind in its contract, right? He wanted them delivered during this term. They are likely to deliver at the end of this term, 2027-ish. So he's not wrong about those things. The problem is when you accept something that is a value of $400 million from the king of a Gulf state, it suggests, it looks, at minimum, looks bad, right? This is a president basically saying, I need to travel in luxury. I am not currently traveling in luxury. And so who cares if I get something for free? The country should be happy about that. Well, if you think Qatar doesn't want anything from the United States over the next 4 years of Donald Trump's presidency, and that this gift isn't a way to be like, remember that time we gave you a plane? Then you have not really followed politics all that closely and how it works. Qatar makes a living out of doing this, using its massive wealth to curry influence and favor through soft power around the U.S. and around the world. That, unfortunately for Donald Trump, I think is going to overshadow this trip he is making this week, his first official trip as president. He's going to Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and the United Arab Emirates. The goal of that is almost entirely to announce that those countries are spending, and companies in those countries are spending vast amounts of money in the United States. This is Donald Trump as deal maker, Donald Trump as salesman, Donald Trump is sort of the face of the United States. He wants to say, I'm the only one who could make these countries and these companies in these countries invest so much in the U.S. I think the danger here is that the palace in the sky, the $400 million aircraft, is going to overshadow a lot of that. I think Democrats rightly are up in arms about this. I will note Republicans, Laura Loomer, who is a far-right Trump influencer, very rarely criticizes Donald Trump, says he shouldn't do this. Ari Fleischer, another big Trump advocate, former White House press secretary for George W. Bush, has said this looks bad, he shouldn't do it. So the criticism is not just coming from Democrats. It's also, and it's not just coming from the never Trump wing of the Republican Party. It's coming from people who are very supportive of Donald Trump generally. Does he give in to that? Typically, the answer to that is no. Donald Trump, when pressed on things he wants, just digs deeper into his position. He very rarely capitulates. Though, we will see if this week that changes and whether he gives the palace in the sky back or he starts flying on it. If I had to guess, I would say he keeps it because he likes nice things. All right, that's it for me. I ask you to do one very simple thing. Just hit that subscribe button. It's free and it's easy, which are the two best things in life. Take care.